Good morning, second graders, and welcome to the second day, second part of our chapter practice for chapter 11. We are on page 575, and let's take a look at this. We're measuring objects using customary length units. Now, customary length units, I could say this is 4 popsicle sticks long, or this is 3 paper clips long. But the difference or the problem is that all popsicle sticks are not the same length and all paper clips are not the same size. Customary means that every time somebody says an inch, it is the same from this 0 to this 1. Every single ruler has the same inch from this to this. That's a customary unit. It is the same no matter which ruler we use, right? Our printed one, the ones that you can buy at the store, those are all the same. And the same thing for centimeters. They are the same. This distance from here from the 0 to the 1 is going to be the same on this or on somebody else's ruler. Your rulers at home, they will be the same, right? Customary means the same no matter where you go. Also, we have our our meter, which is 100 centimeters. Remember, we looked at this strip of paper that I made with 100 centimeters, and we looked at yards. When I look at a yardstick, I have a stick that is 36 inches long. 36 all the way to the end of this. That's 1 yard. Okay, so a yard is 3 feet. A meter is 100 centimeters. And an inch is this distance. And a centimeter is this distance. All right, so we are going to find an object, and choose an inch ruler, a yardstick, or a measuring tape to measure the object, and then measure. So let's see, it says to find a pencil box or a pencil cup. I happen to have a pencil cup right here that my kids gave to me a long time ago. Now they're in college. But this is a pencil cup that I like to use, and I'm going to use this. We're going to measure not with an inch ruler that is hard and won't bend, but with a tape that will bend, right? So I'm going to treat this like a tape measure, and I'll wrap this around, hold it in place, and I go all the way around, being careful not to spill out my things. And I'm going to say my pencil cup is it's between 8 and 9. I could say it is about 9 because I go close to the 0. It is about 9 inches. So the tool I used would be a measuring tape. And the length on mine is about 9 inches. On yours, something that you find at your house, you could measure a different distance. So if I'm going to measure this, I would say about 9, and then I have to be sure I write in inches when I measured with this. All right, I don't want to say 9 centimeters because 9 centimeters is not the same as 9 inches. 9 inches goes from here all the way to here, and 9 centimeters, if I put the 0 here, it only goes to there. So they are not the same. I have to make sure I'm telling whoever's looking that it is inches. All right, let's go to the next. If I find a calendar, and I look at my calendar, what do you think I would want to use? If I wanted to measure my calendar, would I use a yardstick? is a calendar going to be this long? No, calendar would not be that long. What about my meter? Would I use a meter? No. Calendars, they go from one side to another and they are very straight. So I wouldn't need to use something that was bendy, but I could use an inch ruler. So I would want to use an inch ruler to measure a calendar. And calendars are usually about as long as this. Okay, you might have one in your house that's a little bit smaller. It might be a little bit bigger. I want you to measure and then put down how many inches, right? So you write down yours that you measure at your house, but be sure to put down inches. It's how many inches. All right, so that is your assignment. Let's go to this. To estimate the length of the couch, or customary units. The couch is about 8 feet long, right? So in my brain, I can draw a line at the beginning and the end and say 8 feet. 8 feet from this side to this side. What is the best estimate of the length of the end table? So from this to this is 8. The end table goes from here to here, and I need to figure out what is the length from this side to this side. Now, let's take a look. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's how many are here. I need to figure out, will it be 2 feet, 5 feet, or 10 feet? Well, one of those should just go right away. You should say, I know it can't be this one because it's longer than my couch. 10 feet is longer than the 8 feet couch. So this is not longer than the couch. It will not be 10 feet. If I said 5 feet, I would say that 5 is more than halfway, right? Because 8, the double that I need to get to 8 is 4. Is it bigger? Is this bigger than halfway across? It is not. So it will not be 5 feet. My only other choice is 2 feet. So if I have 2 and then another one, I can just estimate 2 and another. That's 2, 4, and another would be 6, 2, 4, 6, and another 8. 2, 4, 6, 8. One of those is 2 feet. So there we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, what is your best estimate for the length of a pond? Now, a pond, boys and girls, think about if any of you have ever gone for a walk around the Newark Lake. There's a place all the way around the lake. Now, 30 inches, 30 feet, or 30 yards. I wonder, what is the best estimate for a pond? Now, 30 inches is more than this inch ruler, this foot that goes up to 12 inches. But if I take my yardstick and I go like this, I would get to 30 inches before I get to the end of my yardstick. So is this going to be the size of a pond? Well, I'm going to say that is just too small. And 30 feet. So this yardstick is 3 feet. 1, 2, 3. And if I take 10 of these, that would get me to 30 feet. Boys and girls, in a classroom, classrooms are about 30 feet long. Would a pond where people can walk all the way around and can go hiking and maybe catch some fish or go swimming, is that the same size as a classroom? No, I would say that it's even bigger than that. So it's bigger than 30 feet, and the other choice is our yards. So my choice would be 30 yards, right? 30 of these would make a nice little pond. All right, let's turn the page over. We are now on page 576. And this one says, would you use more centimeters, meters, or inches to measure the length of a pencil? Well, I just happen to have a pencil right here. I want to know which one would I use. If I wanted to say how many centimeters this is, how many meters this is, and how many inches this is, what would be the longest? Which would I have to use the most of? Now, meters, remember, is this 100 centimeter long tape. I can't even measure it in meters because it's too short. It would not be any meters. It would just be very, very part of a meter, just part. So not even one. All right, let's measure with centimeters. And I go here from this end, right? I start it at the 0. All the way up here, it gets very close to 18. So on my pencil, I would use about 18 centimeters to go from the start to the finish. It's about 18. And let's measure in inches. Here we go. I put this on 0 and I go all the way up to the 7. So it is 7 inches. All right. So would you use more centimeters, meters, or inches to measure the length of a pencil? To measure the same pencil, it would be only part of a meter stick, not even one, 18 centimeters, or 7 inches. I would use the most centimeters to measure the pencil. And why? Because centimeters are smaller than inches, and they are a lot smaller than meters. All right, here we go. Would you use fewer centimeters, meters, or feet to measure the length of the teacher's desk? So if I measured the desk in centimeters, it would be all of this plus another one, plus another one, plus another one. It would be so many centimeters to measure a desk. Let's see, what's the next one? Meters. So I'm measuring my meter. They would be 1. This would be 1 all the way across. Or feet, I would use this. And if my desk was bigger than this, then I would have to say 1, and then another 1, and then another 1, and another 1. So which one would I use the fewest of? You're right, it would be meters. All right, now it's your turn to be the teacher. I want you to do these next 2 problems, try to figure it out. Get ready for our practice. Tomorrow we'll be doing a test, and I want you to be doing your best.